You do not need a graphic designer to have a professional book cover. You don't need expensive software. You don't need any kind of design talent at all. And I genuinely mean that. I spent the first stretch of my self-publishing journey assuming the opposite, assuming that a good cover was this thing only real designers could pull off. And after 3 years of actually doing this, I figured out that a professional cover is way simpler than it looks, as long as you're willing to do less. And I want to be really clear about that word, less, because I know how it sounds. When I say the less you do, the better your cover gets, I'm not saying your cover's gonna be plain or boring or empty. I'm saying the opposite. The covers that look the most expensive, the ones that make you stop and think, wow, this author knows what they're doing, those are almost always the simplest ones in the room. And that's the whole thing I'm gonna show you today. Now, before we go any further, I wanna kill something that costs people money for no reason. You'll see a lot of folks on places like Fiverr selling book covers for $10 or $100. And here's the thing most people don't realize. A lot of those sellers aren't actually graphic designers. They're using the same free tools you and I have access to, and they're charging you for it. So you can get the exact same result, sometimes a better one, for free. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how. So please don't fall for that. Here's what actually makes a cover hard, because once you understand this, everything else gets easy. The layout isn't hard. The fonts aren't hard. The colors aren't hard. The one thing that generally makes a cover difficult to pull off is the image, the illustration. That's it, that's a whole challenge. And this is exactly where most people go wrong, because they sit down with an AI tool, type in some random prompt, and get something that looks obviously fake and obviously AI. And then they slap it on the cover and wonder why it looks amateur. The image is the hard part, and getting the image right is most of what I'm gonna teach you. And the tools to do all of this are basically free, which is the best part. For the image, you just need an AI image generator, and my go-to is Gemini by Google, which has this generator called Nano Banana. That's generally one of the best out there, and it's free to use. If you already pay for ChatGPT, that works just as well because its image model is excellent too, so use whatever you've already got. And then for the actual cover, everything else happens inside Canva, which is free. So that's the entire toolkit, a free image generator and a free design tool, and that's all you need to make something that looks like it costs $1,000. Before I show you the how, I want to take 30 seconds on the why, because it changes how seriously you take this. The way I sell books isn't with ads. I don't run a single paid ad. I sell them with content, short form content on TikTok and on Instagram, and here's where your cover quietly does all the work. When I make a carousel on Instagram or a slideshow on TikTok, the very last thing the viewer sees is the cover of my book, with a little call to action telling them they can find it on Amazon. That cover is the closing moment. That's the frame that's gotta do the selling. And here's what most people miss about that moment. If the cover looks professional and recognizable, the sale gets dramatically easier because the viewer makes a snap judgment in about half a second, and a clean professional cover tells them this book was written by someone who knows what they're doing, someone who could afford a real designer, someone worth taking seriously. People judge a book by its cover. That's not a saying. That's literally what's happening every time someone scrolls past your content. So when I teach you to make a great cover, understand that you're not just making something pretty, you're building the thing that turns a viewer into a buyer. Let me show you the cover that completely changed how I think about this, because everything I do traces back to it. It's The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and honestly, it might be my favorite book cover ever made. It inspires so many of the covers I've designed since. And when you actually look at it and ask what's on here, the answer is kind of shocking, because there's almost nothing on it. There's the title, the author's name, the subtitle, and one illustration, and that is it. That's the entire cover. No busy background, no 10 different colors fighting each other, no clutter, nothing extra trying to grab your attention. And that emptiness is exactly why it feels so expensive, because every single element on it is there for a reason and nothing is there by accident. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, if it's that simple, then surely my cover will look too plain, too empty, like I didn't try hard enough. And I get it, I thought the same thing for a while. But it's the opposite. The clutter is what makes covers look amateur, and the restraint is what makes them look professional. So here's the principle I want you to hold on to. You want to keep the background light ideally white like the original, because a light background makes it so much easier to lend a professional feeling. It just does. You can absolutely use other colors, and in the second example I show you one, but a light background with a clean standard structure will always be the easier path to something that looks pro. And anything on your cover that isn't generally useful, anything that's just there, you delete it, because every element you remove makes the whole thing cleaner and more professional. Now here's the part nobody talks about, and it's actually where the professional cover is won or lost before you design anything, and that's your title. The biggest mistake I see is people writing this long clunky title absolutely stuffed with keywords, and then doing the exact same thing to the subtitle. And you have to understand that on Amazon KDP, the guidelines say everything on your cover has to match what's in your title and subtitle metadata. So if your title and subtitle are a keyword stuffed mess, your cover is doomed before you even open Canva. So listen, this is important. Your title has to be short and impactful, and you do not need to cram keywords into it. I'm gonna say that again because people really struggle to let go of this. You don't need keywords in your title. The Amazon algorithm in 2026 is smart. It figures out what your book is about and who to show it to using your title, your metadata, your backend keywords, and the actual content inside your book, all of it together. So stuffing your title full of search terms the way people did back in 2016 just doesn't work anymore, and it wrecks your cover in the process. Your subtitle can be a little longer and a bit more explanatory, and sure, you can fit 1 or 2 real keywords in there, but 1 or 2, not 15. And since the subtitle sits smaller on the cover, it has a bit more room to breathe. And here's the genius part, the thing that ties the title straight back to the image. A great title can be turned into a single image. Look at the psychology of money again. 2 strong words, psychology and money, and the brilliant move on that cover is that they combine those 2 words into one illustration, a brain made of banknotes. That's it. That's the whole concept. The psychology of money becomes a brain built out of money. And that's genius, and that's exactly why this cover stuck with me. So when you're choosing a title for your book, pick one that an illustration could actually represent, one clear image that captures the idea. And one more thing that matters a lot, that image should ideally have no background, because an image with a background is so much harder to place on a cover and make it look clean, and you'll see exactly why when we start building. Alright, let's actually make one, and we are gonna start by recreating the concept behind the psychology of money. And I want to be really clear about why we're doing this. We're not copying it. Obviously, you should never just clone a famous cover. This is purely so you can watch the concept come to life, the idea that one strong title becomes one strong image. Our result won't match the original that was made by a professional designer, but it's gonna look better than 99% of AI covers out there. And for someone who isn't a designer and doesn't want to drop thousands on one, this is generally the best path there is. We already have the concept in our heads, a brain made of money, so let's go generate it. I'm gonna head over to Gemini and use Nano Banana, but like I said, if you've got ChatGPT, use that instead. You'll get an excellent result either way, so don't worry about which one you pick. Now for the prompt, and the rule here is that the more detailed your prompt, the more specific your result. But in this case, what I want is simple, so my prompt is basically just create an image of a brain made of banknotes, and the banknotes have to be very detailed and look like real US dollar bills. Notice I didn't specify any art style. I just let it generate, and here's what it gave me. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, this result on its own is not good enough for a book cover, and that's completely expected, that's normal. So don't panic when yours looks like this too. This kind of raw image isn't cover ready yet, but I'm about to show you exactly how to fix that inside Canva. So let's download this image and head over there. The first thing you do in Canva is import your cover template, and for this one I'm making a 6x9 inch cover, and just ignore that the template I downloaded is in Italian, it doesn't matter at all. Here's a little trick I use that makes everything easier. I create 2 transparent rectangles and place one on each side of the cover, so that when I'm positioning something on the front, it's way easier to center it properly, and this is honestly the best method I found for keeping things aligned. Once those rectangles are in place, you can either remove the template or just make it transparent, and I like making it transparent so that if I need to check something like the barcode placement on the back of the cover, I still can. And for this first cover, I'm going with a white background, same as the original, just so I can show you this method as fast as possible. And then in the second example, I switch up the color so you can see something different. Now the order matters here. You add your text first before the image. So I drop in the title, the subtitle, and the author name, and that's it. On real books from big publishing houses, you'll sometimes see other things on the cover, little badges, quotes, all of that, but honestly, those extra elements usually make the cover worse, not better. So for us, it's so much cleaner to just delete everything that isn't essential. Once the text is sitting where I want it, then I import the image I made with Nano Banana. Now you can remove the background if you want, and with this method, it's not strictly necessary, but I'll show it to you with the background removed because it already looks like something we can use. It's already a solid result. And I'm not gonna lie to you, right at this point, this is already a really good cover. We got the right colors, the clean structure, the simple text, it already looks professional. But there's one more step that takes it further, and this is the step that saves you on every image that comes out a little rough. So pay attention here, even though our brain image is already decent. The thing I don't love is that the brain is very 3D and glossy right now, and I prefer something that feels more like an illustration. So let me show you how to change that in seconds. You click on the image, then up at the top you click edit, and a panel opens on the left where you'll find an option called Style Match. You click that, and then you click See All. When you do that, you get a whole library of styles you can apply to your image, and a bunch of these are perfect for covers. So let me walk you through a few. The first one is etching, which makes the image look like it was drawn with a pencil. And honestly, for this particular image, it's not best fit because our brain has so much fine detail that the tool kind of muddies it. But even this result is better than most KDP covers I see, so don't dismiss it. A much better fit for this one is the sketch style. And this time it strips out some of the detail and softens everything. And the result is generally great. The line work is soft and it sits perfectly on a cover like this. But my favorite for this might be the watercolor style because it adds some color back in, and on a cover that's mostly white, that little bit of color really brings it to life. The real lesson here is just try all of them. There are so many good options in there, and one of them will give you something that looks completely professional and not obviously AI at all. So that first example was us building from a concept we already love, but now I want to do something a little different and show you how to take a real book that's already selling on Amazon and make it more professional, more in my style. The book is Just Breathe, Mastering Breathwork by Dan Brulé, and I found it on Amazon. And look, I want to be fair, this is a successful book and it's not a bad cover at all. But there are things I changed because to me the title doesn't read as clearly as it could, and the colors feel a little muddy and unclear, and those are exactly the kinds of things you can fix with a couple of simple tweaks and one good image. I'm gonna build the foundation a bit differently this time so you can see some variety. Instead of white, I'm using a soft light yellow that leans almost into a gentle beige, just to prove the point that light doesn't have to mean white. Then I place my text and I pick my fonts, and you'll notice I always go for simple, clean fonts. I never overdo it because the font just has to read as professional and get out of the way. This is the foundation, and I might tweak it a little by the end, but this is the base we're building on. Now let's go make the image. The book is about breathing, so the concept I landed on is lungs made of flowers and plants because that communicates this feeling of breathing fresh air and being healthy, and that's the emotion I want the cover to carry. So I go to Nano Banana and ask it for exactly that. Lungs formed out of flowers and plants, and here's the result it gave me. And just like before, even just removing the background in Canva, this already looks really good on the cover. But if you want to push it a little further and give it a different feel, we used that same style match tool from before, and this time I went with the watercolor style. Made a few small adjustments, and this right here is the final cover, and I think it's a real step up. So once a cover is done, here's the thing I always do to really see what I've made, and you should do this too. I put it on a realistic paperback mockup, because seeing your cover flat on a screen is one thing, but seeing it wrapped around an actual book with the spine and the dimension and the shadows, that's when you really feel how professional it looks. So this is how that brain cover looks on a real paperback, and that's the moment it all clicks. That's when you go, okay, this actually looks like a real book. Quick note on the back cover, because people stress about it way more than they need to. The back cover really isn't that important. You can just put plain text on it, a short block of copy, some bullet points, the kind of stuff that's already inside your book, and that's completely fine. Later on, once you get more comfortable in Canva, you can start making fancier back covers, but it's generally not where the magic is. The front cover is what matters. That's the one people see, that's the one that sells. And one last thing before we wrap up the building part, everything I'm showing you today is my style, my taste, the way I like covers to look. You don't have to copy it exactly. You can take these same ideas and adapt them to your own taste, your own colors, your own fonts, your own styles, because the concepts underneath all of this stay exactly the same no matter what look you're going for. So let me bring this all the way back to where we started, because that's really the point of all of it. A clean, simple, professional cover is something you can absolutely make yourself for free with nothing more than an AI image generator and Canva. And the secret was never about being a designer. It was about doing less and getting the one hard part, the image, actually right. That's the whole game, and now you know how to play it. And remember why this matters so much, because a cover like this isn't just sitting on Amazon waiting to be fun. It's the thing that closes the sale inside your content, the frame that turns a scroll into a buyer, which is exactly the thing I help people with. Because making a great cover is only one piece of the puzzle. The bigger piece is actually getting people in front of your book in the first place. If you want to learn how I promote my books for free using content, with no ads, no burnout, and without spending money on any of it, I put everything I know into my guide called Content Marketing for Self-Publishers, and it will walk you through the whole system from start to finish. I leave it linked for you down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It genuinely means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.